Hi, you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming. As it says in the title, honey, we finna break down whatever happened to the good old days. Thank you, Fasting is Life. Thank you, This Speech is Better, all you guys, for coming through. Give me a minute. Y'all know how I do. We'll get started with some music. Y'all, shout out to Reg, the bad guy. I just left his panel. I was over there for a little while. I shouldn't have did that. I should not have done that because all it did was got me all reared the hell up. And so now I really want to go in. But y'all just give me a second and we'll get started soon, okay? I hope you guys enjoy this. Hold on, you guys. Let me see. Now, what happened to my song? What happened to my song, y'all? Hold on. Hold on. Hey, Christy. Welcome, 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 all you guys. Give me a second. Hey, Tom Malone. Good to see you. Y'all just give me a second. I had something and I've already lost it. So, dang. I have so many songs on this phone. It's hard for me to keep up with which playlist I put whatever under. Hold on. Mhm. All right, you guys. So that the thumbnail, y'all remember the movie Love Jones? That was one of my favorite movies back in the 90s. That's what the thumbnail is from. But we're going to talk about the difference between men and women now. Like it seemed a lot easier when I was younger. It's insane, and we're gonna talk about the reasons that it's insane, and we're gonna talk about just what's been going on between the two of us, between the sexes on these YouTube streets, honey. I don't know about y'all, but I'm about sick of it. So I must make you understand. I wanna be your man. Y'all remember when men weren't afraid to say that shit? No, big man. I wanna be your 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 man. Everybody, 'cause it's you're the what I've got to say, seal with the kiss and the wedding ring. Wedding ring. My mind is crying at times I can't see anyone but you. Hey, man, good to see you, honey. I'm glad to see all you women over here. You don't talk. I must make you understand. Now, how many of y'all think this is simping? How many of y'all think this is how a man should talk to a woman? There's a difference. Everything ain't simping. You gotta work for what's worth working for. Hey, Taylor Scott, good to see you, honey. Good to see all of you guys. I'm gonna click on your comment. There's a lot of shit out here, y'all. A lot of bad advice. A lot of people just talking shit on YouTube because it's, I don't know, they think it's cool. But the shit is weak, it's whack, and it's bullshit. Real men aren't afraid to tell a woman, look, I want you. I like you. You look good. I want some of that. What happened to that? And real women knew how to respond with kindness, with respect. Hey, sexy monkey. Yes, y'all welcome in. Give me some time, okay? All right, you guys. And I am going to open up the panel, and I want, if y'all want to talk about it, I want y'all to come up here and speak your piece. But specifically, women today, because I don't mind if you men get up here and if you can counteract something, but I want women to get a chance to say how they really feel. I feel like so often, even though let's get some facts straight. YouTube is definitely, when you look at the numbers, YouTube is overall on a large scale dominated by women. However, when you look at certain sectors, it's very much dominated by men. And so what I've been seeing a lot of times in this space is just the dominance taking over. And my thing is we're all kind of family in this space, and it's just not cool with me. Y'all know how I go. I'm very neutral. I'm very down the middle. And so I just would like to see more balance in this space. That's all, you guys. I got one more song for y'all, and then I'm going to get started, I promise. Yes, and then I'm going to open the panel up, and y'all tell me whether y'all agree or disagree. So one more song. Let's see. And I got some announcements for the channel. Oh, Lord. Where's my damn song list? It's getting on my nerves. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Welcome, you guys. I'm just getting my questions together, y'all. That's all it is. I don't love her. I try to tell myself, but you can see it in my eyes. Oh, no. So don't deny, I can't fool no one else. Y'all remember this? In the tears I cry. I say it is enough. Why do I feel this way? Why does she stay on my mind? And need to know, why does it hurt so bad? Make me feel so sad inside. It is love. I told her I never fall in love, but now I know better. How does it feel? I can't describe this feeling that came when I saw her last night. Oh, she got to me. I'll let you know the reason. I saw her with another guy. So it is why do I feel this way? Why does she stay on my mind? It is why does it hurt so bad? Make me feel so. You guys ready to start? I feel like we got enough people in here, so I'm gonna start. All right, I'll finish playing the song at the end. Thank all you guys for coming through. Appreciate you all. So Lord, what trumped all this? A lot trumped all this. So y'all know I have subscribers from A to freaking Z. I'm in all types of sectors and spaces, from mukbangs to relationship gurus. Shout out to Alfie Kingdom. By the way, you guys, I got his book, and I'm gonna talk about this book, and it's very, very good, what I've read so far. So, but I think what it is with me, I think, I've spent a good bit of time supporting men channels, and I'm going to continue to do that. If I like you, I feel like you got good content, I'm going to continue to support you. But I feel like I honestly had to critique myself. Do I spend as much time in Reigning Woman's chat? Do I spend as much time in JB Desaline's chat and Kaz's chat? And the truth be told, no, I don't. And it's not even on purpose, but I'm going to make it my business to show other sisters support. But we talking about the difference between dating back then and dating now. Like, what's the problem? Sexy Monkey mentions, and y'all please talk to me, because whatever y'all got to say, we'll address it. But he brought up a good point, that it's social media. And a lot of it is social media. And that's why you guys might see me, and then maybe you won't see me for a whole nother week sometimes. Some of it's my lifestyle, and some of it because I'm busy, and some of it's just honestly because I have to unplug from the foolishness, from the fuckery. It's too much. And y'all who are on here all the time, y'all know what I'm talking about. And it's to the point where if I go from chat to chat room to chat room to chat room, and everybody is talking about, despairingly about Black women, and here I am, a Black woman, whether they're talking about me, that makes no never mind. It's energy draining. It really is. And I'm not saying they don't have the right. God knows I've been up here a proponent of free speech and everybody getting to tell their story. But what happens when everybody's story, because it's popular, okay, because it's what's going to get you the views and the thumbs ups, what happens when that becomes everybody's story, whether it's the truth or not? See, that's my problem. I'm an authentic person, and I like authenticity. I like realness. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that people don't have bad experiences with Black women. I'm sure they do. We're people. But, from panel to panel to panel to panel, I talked about the manosphere before, and I talked about how I stumbled up on it. I stumbled up on a few people. O'Shea was like the first. And I thought, oh, he's got all these men on there and they're talking about their experiences. I remember one of the first shows I saw was a young man talking about how he didn't have a good relationship with his mother. And he was talking about how he had to teach himself how to be a man and how to be a husband. And I thought, wow, this is good that he's out here talking about this. Then I ran into LER Movement, and he was talking about what it was like to be a father, and dealing with that child support struggle, right? And then I found this person, and I found that person. And I was like, these dudes are putting out good information that's good for people to hear, the other side. But now, what I feel has happened, there's been a takeover. There's been a takeover, and now it's just let's keep our foot on these bitches' necks. Now, if you disagree, that's fine. I'm not here to say things that are going to make you feel good all the time, whether you're a man or a woman. I'm not here for that. I'm just here to be honest and be authentic and tell you what I see and tell you how I feel about it. So that's all I'm doing. Welcome, Six Figure Days. Welcome. I can never say your name, hun, but welcome. Yeah. So let's talk about some of the issues, y'all. And I feel so weird. I never wear t-shirts, y'all, but I had to wear this. This is my Marvel comic t-shirt, y'all. I never wear t-shirts, but I've been a little under the weather, so I said, let me just throw something on. So here you go. There's a lot of topics coming up. Tricking versus simping. That's what they were talking about today on Reg the Bad Guys channel. And I guess Obsidian brought that up. As far as that is concerned, I think it's really simple. It's really simple. The problem is, if you're going to say that spending money is tricking, then that means everybody is tricking on everybody. Because I don't know any relationship that can survive if neither man or woman are paying for something. Like, come on. And you got people out here saying they won't even pay for a goddamn fish box. Well, if you can't afford to pay for a fish box, you probably shouldn't be on the dating scene at all. Let me see what y'all saying. Over the last few days, I'm pleased to say that I've been a part of some very interesting conversations on stream panels, all positive, all informative. That's very good. And, that's why I said, for me personally, I'm going to continue to show support. But when my energy starts to feel drained, I'm backing the hell up. There's nothing worth my peace of mind. And I'm just here, you guys, when I start doing this, I'm giving advice from my perspective. Sometimes you have to back up. If you start to feel, and this is for men or women, if you start to feel drained from YouTube life, you need to back up off of YouTube. Doesn't mean you have to leave it, but you have to make sure that your mental is safe. You have to make sure that your environment is safe. And too much toxicity and negativity is not good for anybody's mental or anybody's environment. And I'm all about that. Let me see. Thank you guys so much for coming through. I appreciate you. I had some more special guests, but like I said, we were all on Reg the Bad Guys panel, so I think they're still over there. Let's see. Oh, I already read that comment. Let's see what the next comment. If you guys have comments, let me know. I'm also, when I get through hitting my points, I'm going to drop this link. And please, any of you, feel free to comment on what I'm saying. So what I have been running into, just the other day, I was on a panel, or I was watching a panel, and just this kind of ganging up mentality whenever they see a woman on the panel or in the chat room. Not everybody. It's not everybody. But that shit really makes you look weak. Stop doing that. It's almost like you don't know how to act when a woman steps in the room. You just got to show your ass. And trust me, that's what you're doing. You're showing your ass. Nobody respects it. We see what you're doing a mile away. Let me see. Oh, good. Hey, Chaos, welcome. Hey, Shoe Celeste, welcome. I'm going to open up the panel soon. We're just talking about just some of the stuff I see on YouTube with the men versus the women and why we can't seem to come together and communicate better. Why does it always have to be a war? And just the toxicity level of some of the channels that I've seen, and it's just being everyday constant from channel to channel to channel. Nobody's got any diversity. So you got to understand, everybody's channel should be a reflection of them, right? May's channel is sports. Rain and Women's channel is she's got the calming channel, I call it, just kind of keeping with yourself peace, right? My channel is a little bit of everything. I'm all over the place, all right? But I love to entertain. I could go on and on and on. DJ Cuda, he's with the play a game. Alfie Kingdom, he's with relationships. He gives good advice. I'm gonna share some of that with y'all. Okay, I gotta give him that plug. But what has happened is everybody has taken something that they feel is hot and decided that this is what they're going to talk about day in and day out. Yet they claim that they don't like these people they're talking about. Who does that? If I don't fuck with black women, I'm not going to take the time to talk about them day in and day out. You show yourself. As soon as one comes in the room or is on the panel and you have to jump all over her, um, you show yourself. I don't know if it's the fact that you're just awkward around women or, and y'all please pay attention to this type of behavior. Please do. Because I mean, I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's quite obvious to me. How many of us know that men who get pussy never have to say, I get pussy? Y'all holler at me. Men who get pussy never have to say, I get pussy. Do you see what I'm saying? And so I'm looking at these guys with suspect eyes. Let me see what Taylor says, hon. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people on here who are, I agree with you. I agree. Stick to that sort of behavior. Absolutely. Yeah. I had so much more, but I think I'm going to open it up so you guys can tell me how you feel about it. So like I said, I'll just say it was on not today, but yesterday. You know, I hate dropping names, but I'm gonna just call it what it is. And I even told him about it. Preem, he was trolling Miss J. They were talking about politics. He didn't like what she had to say, and all of a sudden, here we go with the look shaming. Oh, you're fat. You're an overweight black woman. Y'all need to hit the track. Da 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 da. Just all these negative stereotypes. How you know Miss J don't work out? How you know? What you need to say is the women that you've dated probably don't work out. That's why you know so much about it. I don't have time to be going to war with all these men. I'm not going to do it. So what I'm going to do is treasure the time that I have and give it to a more positive atmosphere. That's what I'm saying. Y'all are saying, well, Mahogany, you're on Mace Taggart's channel all the time, and he has said that he's never going to deal with a woman again. That might be the case, but he's always been very respectful to me. What I'm talking about right now is not about your views. I don't really care about your views. We're all entitled, right? We're all people. We're all different. I care about respect. And whether it's me or another woman on the panel, I just can't tolerate a lot of disrespect towards women. Disrespect, cutting them off when they're talking, when they're trying to get a point across. And then, just kind of, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about. You're a woman. You don't know what you're talking about. I literally heard a dude, y'all tell me what this sound like. I literally heard a dude say to another woman, Celeste, I think it was you. But I heard him say, well, I know more about being a woman than you do because I've been with a lot of women. Excuse me? Y'all make it make sense. That's just like me saying I know more about being a man and I'm sitting up here with a whole goddamn juice box. Come on, make it make sense. I don't know if I don't know if they mean it. I don't know if they don't hear how they sound, but it's real suspect to me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So let me see what y'all are saying. She says a lot of people projected, and that's what's going on. Um, you have a lot of people on these YouTube streets, and these are the people, unfortunately, a lot of times that are giving the advice. And it's like, when have you ever seen these people with the opposite sex ever? Even a picture? Have you ever seen them? How many of them actually can prove that they've been in a sustainable relationship or had any type of interaction with the opposite sex? That's what I'm saying. All right, Celeste, all you guys, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to hop up and speak your piece because I really am interested to know if I'm the only one feeling this way. And like I said to you guys, if this don't apply, let it fly. I'm not talking about everybody. I'm really not. I'm talking about honestly. I'm not talking about any men that I particularly follow. I'm talking about people who follow them. Okay, that's who I'm talking about. So let me share this link. I really am curious to hear what the ladies, not to shoot you guys, but I really want the women right now to hop up and am I crazy? Am I the only one seeing this going on? Yeah, cutting them off when they're trying to speak, telling them, demeaning what they're saying they don't know what they're talking about, um, getting other men to jump in to agree with their talking points. See, I told you that's how these women are. See, I told you, I told you. Who are you? Half these people you never even see them. And this is who people are taking advice from. I'm sorry, you can't give me no kind of advice. If I can't see the fruit, honey, that you have bared from your tree, you can't give me no kind of advice. And that's just common sense. Oh, let me see. Did it drop you guys? Let me see. Y'all, I'm half blind. Celeste, Rainin, Tay Tay, honey, any of you ladies, come on up here and tell me what you think. I want to give y'all a chance to talk first. And then I'm going to talk about some changes and stuff I got ready for. I'm going to say this, that I invited women up here first. I want women up here first. I see you back there, but if you're not a woman, and I normally wouldn't do this, but I thought I said that I want women up here first. So if you're not a woman, you shouldn't be backstage. No disrespect. And you know what? I hate to do that, but it's like I've had it done to me. I've been blocked. Came up in there, been blocked because they saw me. Okay. So I want to give the ladies a chance to to talk their piece. I'm tired of men speaking for women. Let's all, because I feel like there's some confusion in our roles. I can't speak for you because I don't have a penis. You can't speak for me because you don't have a vagina. You don't know what it feels to go through what I go through every month. You don't know what it feels to have the hormones that I have. You don't know what it feels like to birth a child. I'm trying not to be disrespectful, but it's to the point where so many of these Black men in these spaces think that they have the right to demean us, degrade us, disrespect us, and that everything's cool. No, we're not cool. And I'm not talking about that person who came back here. But I'm sick of it. And it's not gonna go on my watch anymore. The moment I see it happening, I'm hopping the fuck out of there. I'm just gonna let y'all know because it's out of control. And I think there's a lot of men, and Rain, I see you, sweetie. I'm gonna let you up right now. I just want to say this. I think there's a lot of men that see it too, and they try their best to kind of say something against it, and then they get shunned. Oh, you're a simp. Oh, you're this and that, because they want to stand up for a woman when they see that some fucked up shit is going on. So they feel it's almost like this power struggle. They want to be cool with the guys, but at the same time, they see the fuck shit going on. Well, I'm gonna speak for them too. All right, Rain. Hey, hon. Can you hear me?
Yes, good evening.
Hi,
I
Rain. How are you doing?
am blessed and I'm grateful. How are you?
Same here. Same here. I was just and tell me what you think about the subject. Do you see what I'm talking about? Do you have any thoughts on it? Do you have any opinions? And anybody can join us, okay? I want Rain.
Well, I don't really frequent those conversations in those spaces like that anymore. So I am matter of fact, I'm very particular about what channels I go to, especially in the manosphere. And so I'm not in really around many of those, well, hardly any of those discussions. So, but I remember, before I extracted myself from that space, that I would see that. Um, and periodically on the channels that I do support, Sometimes I'll see a female get on the panel. She might be new to that channel or new to the space, and she just gets, really bombarded with a bunch of questions, or she doesn't get a chance to finish speaking. At the same time, though, I must say that sometimes I see women in seemingly intentionally derailing the conversation in the male space, and that can be frustrating as well.
I
So
want to
I,
speak go ahead, but I want to respond to what you just said because that's true, but they come up and derail it too. But go ahead.
yes,
Hmm.
yes, that is very true. Um, but when it's a male space and it's a conversation that the men are having, I think that given some of them already have deep issues, or even if it's not a deep issue personally, they have experience or things that they want to share, and they're trying to control their conversation, have the conversation amongst themselves, that it's best for women to respect that space, respect that time, and try not to derail the conversation in their space and in their conversation, and vice versa. When we're in our space, when we're talking about our things, men that come over where the women are talking should be mindful and respectful of us being on topic and not trying to derail us as well.
I want to speak to that because I've seen that happen, and that's the unfortunate thing. That's the thing that probably irritates me more than anything is you have. I don't know how long you've been in this space, but I have literally been in this sector before I even started doing videos for probably 6, 7 years, just watching and supporting behind the scenes. And I have never
Oh
ever.
wow, yeah, that's a long time. I wasn't around that long.
Yeah, I started out just really, really loving O'Shea. And but I will say this. One thing that I do, um, I've seen it. I've seen it happen. And what happens, unfortunately, because of one woman's kind of poor behavior, then they see someone like me and you come in this space and it's an automatic, oh, she's gonna do this, she's gonna do that. And so I've literally gotten blocked just for coming through somebody's chat. And I'm like, really? um, and them thinking that I'm trolling when I'm not, when I'm actually trying to show support. Um, that's happened to me on multiple occasions. I'm on somebody's panel trying to be respectful, and a lot of times it's not, like I said, it's not the people that I support, because I support a lot of men. Um, Sometimes it's the people that is on their panel that have these issues, and it's
Yes.
like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not them.
Or like you said, someone in the chat room who's not even a content creator.
Uh-huh.
Mhm. Yes, yeah, because as a matter of fact, I experienced something like that recently. Matter of fact, yeah, last night on one of the channels that I do support, and someone in the chat room was making a comment because a female was on the panel, and she had derailed the conversation, and it was kind of chaos, right? But in the
Hmm.
chat room, so someone made a comment about Black women, and I asked the question and they added me in it, and I don't know this person, in this space. I'm not familiar with this person even on this channel. I've seen them around, but I'm not familiar with them, right? And so I told that person, like, I know that there are a lot of times a lot of back and forth in chat rooms. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting in no back and forth in no chat room. And I'm not getting in a back and forth on a panel. Number one, my stands on these things are about, I'm very protective about with my spirit and my energy. I am extremely protective with my spirit and my energy. And I'm particular about the spaces that I go. And I'm not going to get into a back and forth with men that I have no emotional or no sexual investment, period. I
Hmm.
don't have to get into a back and forth. I am a woman that is protected. I have brothers. I have men in my life. all around me, where where between time, location, resources, period, technology, to be to be protected is not an issue for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to get into an unnecessary back and forth. But I'm also not going to do it just because people are used to doing it with others. You're not going to do that with me. So I got on the panel and I let that be known. Like, I asked the content creator, could I address that person in the chat? And could I make my statement so that everyone else would hear that's not familiar, so that they would know that I'm not here for it. You know, I very respectfully let them know, you will not make comments and you will not at me in a way that I find disrespectful and think you're going to handle me like that. You're not going to do it. It's just not going to be done. And the men that are familiar with me in that space stood up for me.
Right. I want to give Tay Tay. I agree with you. I'm gonna play the devil's advocate with you because I'm gonna do what I saw them do to this young lady who did not derail the conversation. She was asked a question by the host.
Mm-hmm.
The other man
Mm-hmm.
started cutting in and wouldn't let her answer the question. And so I'm going to give you an
Mm-hmm.
example of that, but I want Tay Tay to get a chance to say what she had to say. Hey, Tay Tay.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Sunday evening. Um, yeah. So these people on here, they're like I said, there's a lot of undiagnosed mental illnesses that are just floating around here, and you have these people projecting their failures in life onto other people, and it's almost like to be they want you to be a certain particular way because they're such low vibrational beings. That's the only people that they interact with within their daily lives. So it's just crazy, and it's so juvenile at the same time because you be hearing these topics and hearing these people talk about certain situations, and these are people like in their 40s and in their 50s with grown children, some even grandchildren. So it's just sad in a way. And like another thing too with women, and I'm no longer going to be doing this. I'm no longer going to be entertaining these type of conversations. Even if I have time that day and feel like being petty,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do it because these people on here are so disrespectful. It's ridiculous. Like you can't even, and the thing is, you can't even be nice to them. Like when you try to be nice to them, they bring it, and then they say something slick to you, or they're just outright disrespectful. They bring that out to you. They bring that out, and then they start to gaslight you. Well, you see, she's not feminine. She's masculine. She's this and that. So my thing, so we're not supposed to respond to people who insult us.
And that's my thing, and that's what I wanted to ask Raining. Like the young lady literally was just trying to give her response, and she was told, "See, that's what I'm talking about. These black women don't know what they're talking about." Da 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 da. Da. Like she couldn't even get her words out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what do you think about that? And I'm sorry, Tay Tay, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that's one of my issues. It's like they're not
I agree that that does happen, but the thing about it is, unfortunately, you have a lot of men in this sector, which is actually a very small sector of YouTube, right? It seems like it's large, but it's not.
it's
And
not.
you know what I'm saying? Even the male space of this sector is still a very small space. But because you have a lot of the same people generating and circulating in this space, it seems like it's larger than what it actually is. And then there's a lot of loud voices in this area as well. So unfortunately, you have some men who are they. It's like they live to attack women in a conversation online because they're not able to have these same kind of conversations or arguments with the people in their real life that they belong to. So and then the same thing with some of the women. And
Mhm.
so, for me, and I'll tell, tell others this, because there has been times where men that I associate with from this space, because I do build relationships with people from this space offline. So there's been a time when someone would ask me, why haven't I gotten this conversation or been over here on this channel, or why don't I defend this or whatever? And I would, or I get sent a link, in an email like that, and or invited to a panel. And I'm not going to just jump on and jump in about everything. I have very healthy relationships in my life offline. The black men in my life, I love, I respect, I want the best for them, I love them, and the feelings are mutual.
Right.
They're very healthy. So I'm not going to allow what goes on or put myself in a place online where I'm exchanging energy that could affect my offline life. I care that much about myself, and I care that much about the men around me that do not deserve that. You know what I'm saying? Because you can be frustrated and you can get upset. You can get emotionally involved because of the things that's coming at you that don't have anything to do with you. And then you log off or you walk away and it's being, and you're giving that energy to someone else offline that it has nothing to do with.
I
So,
agree. I agree. Go ahead, Rain.
no, no, go ahead.
No, I agree with that. And like I said, and I think that's why I'm making this announcement. It's not really an announcement, but I'm bringing this up. And I agree with everything Taylor just said. When it gets to the point, and I was saying that in the beginning of the video, where it's just so much toxicity in the air, in the environments that you might frequent in, then sometimes it's time to pull back. Not necessarily pull back from the people that you're trying to support, but just pull back maybe out of those conversations. Um, sometimes you might have to even just leave the panel, because if it's my thing too is all this complaining and whining. What is it? What are you accomplishing? What
Right.
are you
Nothing really.
I do
Nothing.
okay,
Absolutely nothing.
Taylor?
Can
Yeah,
you hear me okay?
yeah, we can hear you. We
Okay.
can hear you.
They're accomplishing absolutely nothing. What cracks me up about the majority of people on here, and it's not just the men, it's the women as well, is that
Yeah.
these people will talk about the issues that's going on, particularly within the Black community. But at the same time, they perpetuate the same issues. So it's almost as if they don't want any solutions. They just want to sit up and just complain about it and judge other people on their situations. And I have a problem with that. I have a huge problem with that, because my thing is this: if you're going to sit here and talk about how the Black family needs to be intact and put back together, and we need more healthier relationships, then you can't be promoting pumping and dumping.
I
You
was
can't
just
be
going to say
promoting.
that. I was just going
Yeah,
it, yeah, and I was just going to say that because I've seen that literally in one breath, and then in the next you're saying something like that. Well, if these women won't get with the program, pump and dump. You can't do
but
stuff
that's
like
all the issue. And the thing of it is that when you sleep with somebody, you are swapping energies with
that.
them at the
Yes,
same
energy, spirits,
time.
emotions.
Absolutely. So when you think about it like this, when these people, when they have multiple different sexual partners, they have all these different personalities that's going on within their mind and within their being, and that's a problem as well. You know, so if you're going to be for family, if you're going to be for relationships, if you're going to be for the community, then promoting degenerate behavior isn't acceptable, and it needs to be called out upon. Because I hear people say that, oh well, if you're pumping and dumping responsibly, it doesn't make a difference or something like that, which is BS, which it does, because like I said, it's dysfunctional, and it's raggedy behavior. Now if you're consistent all around and saying, you know what, I don't ever want children, I don't ever want to get married, I'm just going to do what I do, and that's that, then I have more respect for you then. But if you're sitting here, you're being judgmental, you're passing judgment on other people and their situations, and you're just as raggedy as them, then I have a problem with that.
Right. Rain, did you have anything else you want to say? I wanted to give you guys.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Really quick, and I apologize. There is no such thing as safely or responsibly pumping and dumping. It is a very socially irresponsible, it's very deviant, degenerate behavior. There is nothing safe about it. It is destructive, and it also perpetuates the problem, like Taylor said, and it causes damages not just to the people involved but those coming around at the same time. Like it's an ongoing thing, and then you will have people that are not taking responsibility for the monsters that they create with this activity.
Yeah. And when it's not that, I mean, the pumping and the dumping, I could go on and on to tell you the truth. Um, you say that, and then you talk about single mothers. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, somebody made them a single mother. It's like, and then you say the women aren't being accountable, but you're saying, it does contradict itself. It's very confusing. A lot of it doesn't make sense. And so I'm just calling it out, you guys. I wanted to give you guys a chance to talk because I really want to hear more women, but I'm going to just drop the link for everybody now, and let the guys come up. Give me 1 second. Okay, I see somebody's up. Chaos, if you wanted to come back up, you can. I just wanted to give the ladies a chance, if I can get it to work. Hey, welcome, Joe. How you
Hey,
doing? You all right?
hi. I'm hearing double here. Hold
Yeah.
on 1 second.
Okay. Uh-oh. Well, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. That's really what it is, y'all. I agree with what you said, Rain. I'm the same way. Like, my energy online is completely different than when I'm at home offline with my family. And keeping it separate is important. And just spending your time where you feel like where it's gonna do some good. Yeah. Where you feel like your opinions matter, where you feel like it's gonna be heard, respected. Like Taylor said, that's important. Did y'all have anything else to say? I felt like I had so much. It's so funny. I always feel like I have so much to talk about, and then once I get started, it's like half of it just washes out my mind. But anybody could jump up. Rainy, did you have anything else? Uh-oh. Back up. Hold
Hey, how are you?
on. Okay, you guys there? Hey, good.
What's going
Welcome.
on?
Oh, we got more. Nothing. Welcome. What do you got? We got lots of people.
Yeah.
Okay, can y'all hear?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, ladies, y'all good? What's going on?
I don't know.
Rain, Tay, are y'all there? Y'all hold on one
Yes,
second.
yes. Taylor
Okay.
said she'd be right back, and I was typing.
Okay, no, go ahead.
Sexy
So,
monkey.
Hello.
yeah.
Hi.
Well, welcome, you guys. Add what you have to say to the conversation. I can't even see your name, but welcome, Sexy Monkey. Welcome, Leo Anthony, and I can't see the person on the bottom, but welcome. Is that Joe? Y'all go ahead and get in where you fit in. Tell me what you have to say about the topic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Ooh, I
Yes.
can hear you now. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I understand what you guys are saying because I see the same thing too in the manosphere. There are some guys who I call them like the red pill raging guys, to where they're still like hurt and like bitter by women, and they kind of take it out on women in the chat and on the panels. And I shake my head at that sometimes because it makes the entire manosphere looks bad. Because there's been plenty of times to where, like, I have friends that are kind of like in politics, right? One of my friends is like running to be a senate in his city, and I told him to check out one of the manosphere channels, and he was looking at how
What happened?
and he was looking at how one of the channels looked and how the guys were speaking to women, and he was disgusted. That's why, I try to tell guys, even if you disagree with a woman's opinion, you're smart enough to pretty much just um debunk them, or like, just pick apart their talking points, or just simply like respectfully disagree. And there's some guys, I don't know, for whatever reason they can't do that. It's like they have this thing to where they gotta go up there and tell the woman off and embarrass her and run her off. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that just be guys doing way too much, and it makes the space look bad. So, I see what you're talking about there. So I can't deny that that doesn't go on in the space.
It does, and it goes. I was just gonna say it goes both ways, and I wanted to talk about it because I wanted to also know get a little bit of validation that I'm not the only one that feels that way sometimes, and I see that I'm not. Either way it goes, whether it's women doing it or men doing it, is not cool. If you're going to have that kind of space where you just want men, then make it clear. If you're going to have the kind of space where you just want women, then make it clear, and then you can do whatever you want to do. Um, Let me let Joe back up. But go ahead. I'll let the next person have it.
Oh, can I say one more thing? Like, see, the guys are like mixed on that, because some guys, they don't mind females in the space, and they can be respectful and respectfully disagree. And then there's some guys that they don't trust y'all at all.
I know.
So, and because they don't trust y'all, they don't want y'all in the space. Um, the only thing I could tell you with that is just, vet the person you're going to, the content creator you listen to, and just look at his chat and look at how most of the people like respond to women in there. It's kind of like you got to like vet the space you go into. And
Mhm.
like, if you see that there's more guys in there that just go off on women as soon as they go in the chat or in the panel, just either watch from the clouds or don't watch them. Because,
Yeah.
if you go in there, you're likely to be attacked, and um we can't do anything about that.
Well, like I said, when it happened to me, I was unaware, so they don't have to worry about me ever coming back over there. I ever again. But I also, like I said, I watch a lot of times, and I saw it happening to someone else, but it was like a replay, and I was like, you know what, that didn't make no kind of sense. And I talked a little bit about this before you guys came up on the panel. Just shaming language, talking about a woman's looks because
Right.
you can't match her mentally. So now you're going to talk about her looks and how much she weighs and just all kinds of shit. No, you sound like a whole fuck boy, and I don't condone that. I just
Right. But,
kind of
another point I want to make is like, all of us in the manosphere don't agree with each other's ideology, because I heard y'all talking about like the pump and dump.
mhm.
Not every dude in the manosphere agrees with Ramil on that one. Some dudes believe, okay, if you're gonna pump and dump responsibly. Some dudes are completely against that and think that that's some Peter Pan shit, like you're a boy that doesn't want to grow up. So we're not all like on the same page with everyone's ideology.
I know. I mean, that's just one example. There's all. I've literally heard men say that they think women are less intelligent, and this. It's not just one thing that I'm talking about. It's several things. It's a misogynistic type of attitude towards women. Um, Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The overall disrespect uh, of just the female sex. Period. That's what's bothering me. But thank you. I appreciate you.
Are the people who are saying these things, are they not showing their faces? Are they?
Sometimes, Sexy Monkey, y'all help me out. There's some of them that do, or they have pictures of themselves, and so a lot of them don't. Though I do notice that the majority of them that talk the most crap don't. Um,
That says a lot. Yeah.
yeah, I think the ones that I'm talking about pretty much don't, and they go on other people's panels.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Do you think you believe that that has something to do with it? The comfort of anonymity. Yeah.
Oh, no question. Because if you can't put a face to the name, and they're hiding behind it's a kind of a form of security. I think
Yeah, for sure.
gives them the feeling that they're able to do it much easier. It's easy to, if you can't be traced, then in their minds they can get away with it, I think.
Right. Joe, welcome. Do you have anything to say? Sorry, I don't have like the page for StreamYards where I can have everybody up here at one time, so it wouldn't let you up here. But I'm glad you came back. So hop on up.
Oh,
Have to say.
no, because I was hearing double. That's why I had to get off anyway and try to come back up. So it resolved itself here. Having a few technical difficulties, but I think what you guys are talking about is a very good topic in a sense of, I think a lot of it coming from someone who's older than the average one that you would see on here. A lot of it seems to me like they have mommy and daddy issues. You have a lot of hatred, not just for women, women that are outside of their realm, like somebody like yourself or Tay Tay or a reigning woman. They also have hatred for their own mothers and or fathers because they felt they were, I guess, not served in the proper way that they should have been made, or they were entitled to a certain thing. A lot of it has to do with that. A lot of it is too. Also, they don't know boundaries. I mean, you have to understand there's a boundary to everything that you do in life. So if it is as you cross that boundary, you always have to be mindful of, if you go to that level of disrespect, don't be surprised if you receive that level of disrespect back to you.
Yeah.
It's, and so the thing of it is we have to stop treating each other as adversaries and look at each other as allies in a situation of we're in the same boat, male and woman, black man, black woman. We are in the same boat. We have the same issues, the same problems. And the thing about it is disrespecting each other is not going to change that dynamic.
Sure as hell.
Because I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I want to, somebody just type something in the chat and this is what I want. I want a little pushback because I want to deal with this. It says, Black Effect, it says, it is very simple. Men do not want to be used. So I guess that's kind of in the response to the pump and dump. Is that what that is?
But the thing is, they need to answer the question: how are they being used? No one can use you. No one can use you unless you allow yourself to be used. So what is that?
Can I
mention that every woman is out to get you? We have got to stop this defensive thing. Like everybody is out to, as far as women, like we're out to attack you.
Mahogany, can I speak on that pump and dump piece? Look, I understand like the purpose of it. Basically, is basically to keep it casual until you get yourself together and focus on building yourself and building wealth. That's really the purpose of it. But some guys who believe in pump and dump will like try to shame dudes who want a relationship or want to get into marriage. Now, that's some of the stuff I don't like, because then when you do that, it's like you're trying to shove your ideology down my throat. Like if I don't do it your way, I'm doing things wrong. I'm like, no, that solution may work for you, right? But that solution may not work for me. And that's what I mean. Like we don't all agree on everything. Does that make sense?
No, I totally agree, and
Uh,
I know we're not going to all. And I'm gonna give you guys a chance to respond. I want to say to that, because they don't want to be used. Um, and that's what I was talking about the difference between dating back then and dating now. Like I'm gonna date myself, but when I was younger and men and women went on dates, it was understood that it was okay. People weren't afraid to kind of be vulnerable. So now you're afraid to be in a relationship because you're afraid you're gonna get used. It's almost like you're living in fear. That's the way I look at it. Who somebody was gonna say something? Go ahead. Did
if you,
somebody else want to say
if,
something?
but if you go into a relationship afraid to be hurt, then you'll never be successful in the relationship.
That is facts.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I sit up there with the anticipation of, oh my God, somebody's going to hurt me if I'm in a relationship with a woman, I'd be in a constant state of fear. I mean, that would be, you would never be able to overcome that. So you would always have this self-fulfilling prophecy of every single relationship you're in with any woman will always be like, okay, this cloud of conspiracy almost that she's going to do this, that, and the third, and you'll destroy yourself in the relationship.
Yes.
Some guys,
Yeah.
yeah, some guys have that fear because they're afraid
Yeah,
of going out on a date and the chick that is not really interested in them. She's just using them for a free meal, or they're afraid that they took a chick out on a date and they're not gonna get sex out the date and like stuff like that. I'm like, you got to take chances if you want to get anywhere.
right.
Um, the
And
the 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 thing that bothers me is like sometimes it's like you're projecting your fear of failure of a relationship or a marriage or anything just onto me. So you're saying I should be just as worried as that, and I shouldn't date because you have that fear. Now, I don't like when brothers do that because again, it's like you're shoving your ideology down my throat and you're projecting your fear onto me.
Mhm.
So yeah, brothers are like very guilty of that. Like you can take a chick out on a nice date and not spend no money, or even a free date. There's like dates where you could like take a chick out and not really spend no money. I've did park dates. I've taken females out to like the cookout, the gun range, like free dates. Like you don't really have to worry about that. Like if you really know how to vet and talk to women.
I God, I can't spell. You guys, I'm gonna talk to y'all a little bit later about some other things with the channel. But thank you so much. This speech is better. I want to talk about. I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm gonna give everybody a chance to say something. I'm gonna go around the panel. I keep on hearing people talk about because there was this thing about a month ago about not taking women out because all they want is a free meal. This is crazy as hell to me. Because first of all, if it's that serious for you, I listen. I know things go on. I know that you have those type of women that take advantage of men. I realize that happens. I'm not saying that it doesn't. But if it's, I've taken I don't even want to use myself as an example, but I've paid for dates, say we're going stag, and my thing is I've never had an issue for it. If it's that much of an issue, how much do you really like that woman? And I mean, I've heard men complaining about simple dinners that cost $20. Should you even be on a dating scene if you have an issue with $20? You can't spend $20 on a woman. I just feel like we've taken like several steps back. Anybody else agree with
Well,
me? I'll let Yeah, go ahead.
it's I agree with you, but it's more of that fear factor coming in because they fear that they're taking the chick out on a date, and then at the same time, the chick is not giving them no sex, and then going to another guy to get sex. So basically, they paid for a free meal, but the other dude who didn't take her out got sex. So dudes have it in their mind, okay, I don't really gotta take a chick out. I could just Netflix and chill and just mess with a chick that just wants me uh, sexually or how I look instead of taking a chick out on a date and risking it. But
Right.
my caveat to that is that I went out on a lot of dates and I've gotten sex on the first or second date, just because I know how to talk to women. So again, again, like if you know how to like talk to women and like vet, you really don't have to worry about that. And then also like I don't really spend that much money most of the time on these dates. Like I spend maybe like $40 or $50.
I
So
want
I'm not gonna boo hoo over that.
I want to give Rain and someone just jumped up. What's your name? I'm sorry. What's your name? The person with the kind of cartoon avatar on the bottom. Okay, I'll come back to you. I want to give the ladies a chance to respond about the whole, what do they
Oh,
think
sorry.
about?
You mean,
It's okay. Do you want to? You respond. Do you want to respond about the spending money on a date? Is it an issue for you? Do you think it should be an
do you mean
issue for
me?
men?
No, I just turned my camera off. It shouldn't be. It's just very. I think that's very surface level. If you're not
Okay.
willing to spend just that little amount of money, that that's going to lead to bigger problems. I
Yeah.
think because that's basic.
I think it's me too. I think it's basic, but we're dealing with a whole new generation. Raining, Tay Tay, did y'all want to speak on that? What do y'all think about? Uh, can y'all understand where the men are coming from? I'll be fair. Can y'all understand where the men are coming from, feeling like they might be taken advantage of if they got to pay for a meal?
I hear what's being said, and I have a response. But if Tay Tay has something, I just called you Tay Tay. I never even asked if it's okay for me to call you that. Are you okay with me calling you Tay Tay, or should I just stick with Tay?
I do too. She might have stepped away.
She may have been gone. She may have gone, stepped away. So I have a couple of responses to that. My first response is this. Going out to eat, having someone pay for a meal or a movie or something does not equate to me giving you my body.
Hello.
Period. That does not entitle a dinner, a lunch, a drink. None of that entitles a man to a woman's body. No more than it entitles her, a woman is entitled to your checking or savings account.
Right.
You should only go on a date when you feel that you're in a good place to date with the person that you're taking on a date. But one of the things is so many people, men and women, skip over what I consider a very important process in relationships and dating period, and that is getting to know each other.
I
The
agree.
first time you meet someone out, if you have not spent a considerable amount of time on a telephone, not text messaging, not emailing, if you have not spent a considerable amount of time talking, having an effective communication via telephone for at least several weeks, you should not consider yourself dating. And that first time out should be optional. If you invite her out and you wanted to be the man and pay, well, do no more than what you're comfortable with so that you don't have regrets. Period. You don't have to spend, it doesn't have to be, a five-star restaurant. It don't even have to be Starbucks.
And
But do what you feel comfortable with doing. So that whether you choose to leave that place and you feel like after this meeting you guys can continue ready to pursue something further or not, you don't have any regrets. But the idea that, well, I might be paying for this and she might be going somewhere else and giving somebody else sex after I have given her a meal.
Mhm.
That is something that you guys are having playing in your background, kind of running your whole way of dating and your whole way of dealing with women. That is, how shall we say, a sense of entitlement, a sense of control, and and unreasonable expectations. It's very immature, it's very childlike, it's very juvenile, and I don't understand how in the world you would expect a woman to submit to you, to surrender to you, to follow your leadership when you have a way of being that does not exemplify real leadership.
Right. I want to address our acknowledge some of the agree with you, Rain. Some of the things in the chat. Um, thank you so much, all you guys. Welcome, Rex. I know you said that you're new. Welcome everybody that came into the chat. I will acknowledge you all at the end. I'm sorry. I'm not very good with keeping up with the chat. But isn't my you said that young people don't care about this? I think they do if they listen to some of these people online. This see the difference between what a lot of these young people are listening to online and what's going on here is this is the honest truth. This is real home advice that you should be getting and shouldn't even be getting online anyway. You should get from your parents before this is like old school advice. This is advice I gave my son when he was 17. I do want to address what you said, Rain, too, and y'all tell me if y'all I agree with what you were saying about not like in the beginning, you guys should just be enjoying yourself. It shouldn't be about money. It should just be about getting to know one another. That should be the last thing on your mind. And I do agree that if a woman is expecting something like above your means, then you need to move on because that's not the woman for you. If she wants to be around you, she'll pretty much accept whatever you're willing to whatever plan you're willing to come up with. But at the same time, like show that you're a gentleman. Don't just give her garbage because you can. It's this thing about treating a woman right. So I don't know, maybe I'm too old school. Taylor, are you back? I think she's gone. Taylor.
And
Okay.
here's something else. Here's something else. If you get the feeling that a female is not into you or she's not giving you the kind of vibe that you think she should be giving you, even if you've talked over the phone for several weeks, and it could be she's maybe a little more nervous in person. It could be a number of things. But instead of assuming that she's just not interested or she has somebody else or vice versa, there is a good opportunity. That's a good time for you to just be a man and ask the question.
Right.
Hey, are you
Yeah.
I don't know, it seems like when we talk on the phone, you seem a little bit more relaxed or a little bit more comfortable, or you talk a little bit more. Is there something going on? Do you feel, is there something going on with you that's causing us to not vibe right now? Or, do you feel something different? Or you're comfortable here? Like, strike up those conversations. This is what you call relationships on every level must have communication. And if you're not willing to even ask the questions that might be uncomfortable and only assume, quite frankly, it doesn't matter what you've been coached, how you've been trained, what you have or don't have. You're simply not healthy enough for a responsible relationship.
Exactly.
You have to communicate. And as men, especially when all you hear in this kind of space is how much you want the women to listen to you, how much you want the woman to respect what you have to say, how much you want her to trust you, how much you want her to submit, and how much you want her feminine energy. But you're not really giving her the safe space to do so. And you think that just because you show up, the first time you show up, just because you exist, It's supposed to be present for you, just out there ready for you. And that's not the case. You as a man have to have a space prepared in your mind and in your heart and in your time and in your space for her to begin to feel safe enough to feel vulnerable and begin to open up and share with you. And vice versa. You as the men, you have to be the leader in the direction that you want to go for, even to begin to see, not just hear, but even see what you stand for and where you are going. And it just doesn't happen in one conversation. It doesn't happen because you have a couple of compliments. It doesn't happen because you decided to buy dinner. It doesn't happen like that. You are fooling yourselves. You are deceiving yourselves. And the only place you are leading the women that you choose to quote unquote just be casual with or quote unquote pump it up is you're only leading them to further delusion, deception, and destruction while you do the same thing. It is counterproductive. If you know what you want, and even if it comes down to, well, she's not feeling me like that or things are not working out, be grateful that you find out in this space and at this stage, hopefully before you even stick together and exchange energies and spirits that you can't take back. Be thankful that it was before you signed a contract or had a baby on accident or whatever, and you can't take it back. Be grateful that it happens if you spent 20 $25, 20 or $25, or you drove 30 miles. Be grateful that it was at that point versus 2 years down the road and you're more invested.
Yeah.
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 I agree.
Does somebody else want to say? I know Taylor's back. Welcome back, Tay. We were asking, did you mind us calling you Tay? Or is it okay?
Yeah, you can call me Tay Tay.
Okay. I don't know if you heard what we were talking about. We were talking just about, some of the points that people in the chat were bringing up. They don't want to be used. We've all had this conversation a million times, so we don't have to go down the road. But something that Ism said, respectfully, he was just saying that, and you're younger, so I'm going to ask you. He was saying that the younger people really aren't interested in this; they're just interested in the WAP. Do you feel like that's true with young guys in general?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, it's true. I mean, like, you can't really even have like a conversation with someone without it turning into something like sexually or explicit. Like, can't talk about cotton candy and unicorns and whatnot without them wanting to know what that mouth do. So
even to tell you the truth, with young guys, it's always kind of they're thinking with their hormones, with their lower head. It's always kind of been that way, even though it's like it's a different time, but it's the same old game. So it's not too much changing from there.
Yeah, that's why I prefer kind of not older men, like old, but like older than me. So currently, right now, I'm 23. I'll be 24 in December.
Oh, you're young. Yes.
I'll go maybe like 30s. Like I go for guys in their 30s.
Oh, wow.
So
I agree with everything that Raining just said, but you have to realize that just a lot of men are just very surface level, very superficial. That's just a reality,
Does it ever change, y'all? I'll let you men answer. Does it ever change? You guys can answer this for men as you age, or you think it's just a per man basis?
Yeah, when you get older, for sure.
Over
When you get
time,
older,
yeah.
you get tired of just bouncing around
Yep.
different chicks, and then you want something serious. So guys act like men are never supposed to come to that point, and then when they want to, there's something wrong with them because of all the risks of a chick might screw them over. And I'm like, if you at least vet a woman properly, you don't really have to worry that much about getting screwed over. Like I said, I've been on plenty of dates and I've never felt like I've been taken advantage of or wasted my time on a date, at least. Maybe overall, but not on a date, because we had a nice date. I had a fun time with the chick. And what dudes don't really teach guys is like the whole vetting process. They just teach you to like fear like the worst outcome. I'm like, okay, before you go out on a date with a chick, you could talk to her on the phone and kind of gauge if you guys are on the same page or not. Like if you guys are physically attracted to each other on the same page. You know, if you guys want the same things, like if you want something casual or you want a relationship or you want a marriage, you can figure that out prior to the date. I've done that a lot,
Yeah.
and a lot of the times, you know, the date went smooth because we already knew kind of what we expected from each other.
Give me
And
you. I don't
Yeah,
want to interrupt. I got one more person. I'm gonna try and alternate the panel a little bit. I got BMT who wants to jump in. So if anybody else has one more thing to say, Leo, you can finish your thought, but I want to try and give him a chance to get up on the panel because I only got 6
I'll
people.
go ahead and jump down. Thank you.
I appreciate Rain. I appreciate you. You know I always do. I just was in
Oh,
that when you came in, and you actually always calm me down. But when you came in, I was in that warrior spirit, that female warrior spirit mode, because it just was enough. But I appreciate you as always.
I appreciate you as well, and peace to the panel.
Thank you. Okay, Leo, I'm gonna let you finish. Let me let BMT up here.
yeah, like I just think like vetting could like eliminate a lot of the fear that these guys have. Because yes, I've dated chicks that hasn't worked out, but at the same time, I didn't get screwed over because there was certain things I wouldn't do unless me and the chick were serious or on the same page. Like I
Hmm.
wouldn't pay a chick's bill unless she was actually my girl and I knew she would do the same thing for me if ever I was down and out. Or if we was just dating, I wouldn't do this. So it's like if you have standards and you know you pace yourself while you're dating the chick, a lot of the stuff you can avoid. You won't fall into these traps that women try to put you in because you've already vetted them properly to where you don't have to worry about that. So I get, you know, I'd be like, damn, dudes are that worried about spending like a little bit of bread and, you know, not getting sex the same night. I mean, like, because a lot of the times when I went into the date, I didn't even spend that money. I mean, I used to take chicks to like what Applebee's, Chili's, 2 for 20, 3 for 10. And if a chick wasn't cool with that, you know, maybe she wanted something more romantic. I had like a nice little bar lounge downtown that looked immaculate because of it was in the corporate area, but it was actually cheap. It just looked really nice and it looked romantic, but it was cheap. They had they had wing night, 50-cent wings, and I would just get the wings and I would let the chick get whatever she want, and then I would take them to like the waterfront that was like not too far from there. I spent $20, so
Yeah,
it's like, dude, like all you really gotta do is vet the chick, and you could eliminate a lot of these fears you have.
I
absolutely.
agree.
And like Rain said, money does not equate to coochie at the end of the night. Um, I'm gonna let everybody get a chance. BMT just popped up here. Mike, I know I haven't talked to you in a while, and Sexy Monkey, so I'm gonna come back around to y'all. BMT, did you first of all welcome? It's your first time up here, and welcome Mike too. It's your first time, and Leo Anthony, it's your first time. I'm sorry, but do you have anything to add to it, BMT?
Yeah, yeah. I was listening to everything. You I think they have a naivety on the dating market of what's going on between the old and the young. Um, Younger people, I think they're but I have a lot of them that come through. They send me emails, messages. Actually, they write. Actually, I think I got two of them. They're writers for my channel. When it comes to the dating market. I'm seeing a lot more of the younger people actually getting more married and doing a lot more interesting things than the older people that are fixated in their ways of thinking. What I mean by that, I've listened to some people say, well, a woman should be doing this, a woman should be doing that. When I watch other younger guys, they don't mind their girl going to work. They don't mind actually, doing certain stuff because they're like, well, the field has done change. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So they don't mind letting the woman drive while they ride. And some people say, well, he's not a man. He said, well, as long as we're happy, we're good. I don't care what the rest of y'all think about me. I'm good in my own space. As far as it goes about the vetting process, that's called courting. That's called getting a coffee. That's called sitting down and having a conversation. I'm not trying to worry about draws. It's only, I've never seen so much sexualization until I actually start coming around in these spaces over here, and everybody's worried about um, sex. Uh, that comes in due time. Um, and the mindset that people are um that are going through with what they're trying to pinpoint. uh I don't know. I saw a young brother talking to a girl at Dollar General. There wasn't no pressure. He just cracked a joke. She was laughing. After that, he was like, hey, you want to go to a party, and then we're going to McDonald's. She said yes. That was it. From where
That's
they
it.
go from there. Yeah, that was it. It wasn't no hard science. It's just all about discussion and talking. And
Right.
the thing about it is people try to over sexualize the moment rather than just actually get to just feel out the moment and talk. Uh, uh, there's a time factor in everything. I think that's one thing about it. About moving the proper steps of courting, then there's dating, then there's engaging. People mince those together. And mix those together and try to say, well, my date is my wife. That's not your wife. That's just a girl you are shacking up with, or are we boyfriend and girlfriend? No, we're just courting. I just putting you in that position of, you might be my possible guy, depending on how we feel out each other. But people are trying to rush a process rather than fill out the process. And then when people start dropping their guard and showing them, hey, this is how I really am. They don't know how to handle that because they weren't talking, asking. Um, but what if? Do you have children? What would you want to do if you have kids? How do you feel about traveling? Do you ever plan on bettering your career, your credit? These are things that people in functional society or functional mindsets should be dealing with. Um, but people don't want to ask these things. I don't mind talking to somebody and saying, "Hey, were you ever abused sometime in your life?" These are things you have to ask the question, whether you're male or female, because you're going to see it come out of them sooner or later. It's going to show. But
Yeah.
you're afraid that if I showcase, and this is the problem that a lot of people have, they're afraid to showcase a slight portion of their vulnerability because they're afraid they're going to get judged. Well, you're going to get judged anyway. It's a
That's
part of the relationship.
people
Take
don't.
me as I am. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am?
they don't want to be vulnerable. I want to give Sexy
Go
Monkey a
ahead.
chance. Did you want to say something? It looked like you did.
I absolutely agree with you and the person speaking before.
TMT.
Um,
Hmm.
that's just common sense to me.
It is, and what you think is common sense. It just seems like sometimes it just for some of these people it just don't seem to come to them. Um, you guys have been wonderful. I don't really have too much more on it, but if you guys want to throw some things out there, Leo, Tay Tay, if you guys want to throw anything else, I don't really have too much more. Um, what do you guys? I always gotta ask with something or add something positive at the end. If you're a young guy, um, in these spaces and you're really trying to learn about dating and how to approach a girl or whatever it is, what would be your advice? I'll let the men answer first.
Go
Like
ahead.
you have no experience whatsoever. What's the basically from this conversation? What should they take away? The things we've talked about today, maybe. I know a few. Um, we talked about vetting the person first, getting to know the person. Don't go out on a date with the intentions of expecting sex. Don't
Yeah.
put too much pressure on yourself as far as money. If the person really wants to be with you, they will be with you regardless of money. If they are, have an issue with the money that you have, then you don't need to go out with them anyway. I mean, those are just a few off
So,
the top of my head.
so
Yeah.
I think one of the things, the takeaways, that I can honestly tell you is, one, take your time.
Mhm.
Two, have a standard. If you feel uncomfortable about the moment, fellas, don't force yourself into it. And what I
Okay.
mean by that, financially, mentally, economically, and spiritually, don't put yourself into the situation you're not ready for. Okay? Baby, I want to do this, or it'd be nice if we had a car, but I'm not financially there. Or I know there's some pressure that you see that she reminds you of her old guy, but you got to remind her, I'm not that guy. I'm this guy. There's no shame in letting people know your limitations because that lets them know I have a certain gauge. And if you can't respect that, then we don't need to go any further. People don't do that. People don't do that, and that's why they suffer now. And when you can tell people that, ask them what's their goals. When you know their goals can actually you can start working it together. You want to go to school? Okay, that's cool. I plan on getting my certification. We're talking about doing that. How about I let's support each other before we start talking about putting down money or signing leases and stuff. Let's work on getting our stuff together. Because the minute stuff start piling up, a house, car, children, different like that, that's when you got more pressures on. And now you're more tangled up together and stuff. Take your time, gentlemen. Take your time, ladies. Doesn't matter the age. There's no rush. But also be mindful. Don't play games with people. Don't be telling them I'm going to marry you someday, but you're still putting babies in them. Stop playing games with people's lives. Nobody has time for that. Same thing with you fellas. Don't play that game with them. Be respectful of each other's space. So that's all that I would want to leave and teach some people.
I want to welcome. We are closing it out, but we're going to get around to everybody. I want to welcome the beautiful Celeste to the panel also. Thank you for jumping up. I know you're busy with your baby.
Yeah, I had to put on mute because he's so loud.
No, it's okay. I appreciate you're one of the reasons, and I know that you might know this, that I decided to do this live because, um, like I said, I just I'm one of those people. I don't like to see any woman I feel like being disrespected or ganged up on. I'm not having it, not as long as I'm in the building. But I'm gonna give you some time to speak. I want to start closing things out. So I'm gonna go around the panel. Basically, with any advice for young people, particularly, yeah, young people, a young guy trying to ask a girl out on a date in the beginning, like what should they be focused on?
I think they should be focused on number one, what exactly is it that they're trying to get out of that relationship with a young woman? Can you hear me good?
A little bit, I'm old girl. You got to speak up. So to say it again.
Oh, my bad. No, I was just I was just saying like they should be focused on like they should be clear on their intentions and what they're trying to get out of that relationship because when you're young, especially young men, they're not trying to get married, but young women, that's when they're, usually wanting to settle down and start having kids. So I think it's important to number one be honest with her, and then also don't be shallow either. Don't try to get out of Instagram baddie and then be surprised when she's just trying to use you for money. You know.
Yeah, or she has no other skills besides what you're looking at on Instagram. I'm gonna get back to you. I'm gonna give everybody a chance on the panel. Leo, our sexy monkey, did you guys want to talk about anything? Any other advice for men before I close it out?
I think I agree. Just don't be shallow, like you said. That's just go slowly, build a foundation. Don't rush into it. And just be yourself. And like is it Leo was saying about
Mhm.
the not everything has to be expensive. He was talking about was it Applebee's. But the point is, don't have any. Well, I suppose everybody has expectations, but they shouldn't be unrealistic.
Yeah.
Stay
Yeah.
grounded.
I agree. I think we're all pretty much on the same page, but I want to hear from everybody. So, Leo, you're next, and Tate, I'm gonna get to you, and then I'm gonna finish it out.
Yeah, like I just think like vetting is very important, and that's something I wish like guys in the space would talk about because all this fear and paranoia of getting screwed over by women, you can mitigate that if you know how to properly vet. Um, and even like what you guys are talking about like disrespectful dudes in the manosphere space, you gotta vet the space you go to too, because you gotta pay attention to like how his audience is towards women in general and how the content creator is towards women in general, because there are some like manosphere content creators that are fair and like objective and like won't be like disrespectful if you come on their platform, but there are some dudes that just flat out don't trust you and don't want to hear from you, and if you disagree or got a dissenting opinion, they're gonna go in on you.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the most important thing is like you just learn how to vet, and like I said, the manosphere is not a monolith. Like we all don't agree on everybody's ideology. Like what I do is I what is it called? I chew the meat and spit out the bones. So
Absolutely.
I just listen to the guys that I agree with, and I like the way they conduct themselves, and just listen only to them. I don't listen to every single dude in the manosphere. I'm not subscribed to all of them, and I don't take all their ideologies seriously. And I think if you have a problem with some of the dudes in the space, you kind of need to do that. Just know where you should go and where you shouldn't go.
Well, that was the thing. And me and Celeste are going to talk about that. It wasn't, like I was mentioning, it wasn't the person that, it wasn't necessarily them, the person, the host of the platform. It was the guests on the panel that started kind of attacking
Yeah,
her.
but like if you see that, because there's some people who get on the panel who like I know like if a woman comes up there with a dissenting opinion, they're gonna go in on them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you see that guy on the panel, don't get on the panel. Just avoid it.
Yeah, if you can. Sometimes they see you and they come up on the panel. But I get what you're saying, because I've had to do that myself. So I understand. Tay Tay, um, first of all, the beautiful Tay Tay. Now I know you through these spaces. I know you're a young woman, athletic, and
Mhm.
first of all, I just want to say that I love the way you carry yourself in these spaces. You are one of those women that speak your mind no matter what, no matter who's around. And I love that about y'all, about you both. I think it's important that you be true to yourself and you not allow yourself to be pushed around and bullied. Um, but did you? I know you left for a little bit. Did you have anything you want to end on?
Yeah, I would just say, for people in general, just be honest about your intentions from the very beginning. So you give the people that opportunity, whether or not they want to opt out of the situation or carry on with the situation. Also, too, please stop laying up with these demons. That, that's my number one. Stop laying up with these demons and procreating with them and giving them your energy. Stop doing it. It's bad for your health. But that's pretty much it.
Yes. Well, you know what? You got to, it's like they say, stop laying up with us. Those of us that are toxic, I agree. Stop laying up with toxic men. Not everybody deserves your time and your energy, which is what me and Rainy Woman was talking about today. I'm going to guard my time and my energy. So I'm just letting that be known. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all so much. Initially I wasn't even going to open the panel, but I said, you know what? I want to hear what other people have to say. And I appreciate the men. I wanted to get you guys in so you could chime in too, but I wanted to give the women the reason I did it the way I did it, because I thought it was important for women to have a chance to speak and feel comfortable speaking. Not to say that you guys would do that, but no worries with them feeling like dominated or anything when there's testosterone in the building. So I just wanted to make sure they were comfortable. I appreciate you all.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate
Thank you, Tay.
Thanks for having us on.
Thanks for having me.
No, you
Thank
are
you.
welcome. You're all welcome to come back over. Before you guys leave, hang out in the chat just for a second. I'm going to make some announcements, okay?
Mhm.
Celeste, I know you just came up. Did you want to add anything else, hon?
No,
No?
no, we'll talk about it next
All right,
time.
we will. Okay, so hang out in the chat. I'm going to make some announcements about Alfie Kingdom's book, you guys.
Whose book is that?
Oh, Alfie Kingdom. We did a interview. If y'all haven't seen it, please check it out. I've interviewed. Hey, Danini, girl, you late. You late, boo, but I'm glad you came over. I'm glad all of you guys came over. Alfie Kingdom is awesome. He's I call him a relationship expert. He gives quote unquote together. I was so pleasantly pleased with this book, and I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit more about it before I leave. But thank you guys. Thank you for joining me. Okay.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. It's
Oh,
good to get the. It's good given this discussion. It's good to get the both the female and male perspectives.
yes, and I like that in this space. I know everybody don't agree with that, but I like balance.
All right, I'll see y'all guys later. Like I said, I'm probably gonna head to a house party, but other than that, y'all guys be easy. Like I said, if y'all like to collab with me, y'all always welcome to come on up into the zone. We definitely have a lot of stuff going on. Um, think I'm gonna have a smoke session, but I definitely um my zone is pretty much. I think I'm more open. I think I'm probably having people from ha Denini, shut up. Denini's my little bugger. Um
I love
uh
uh
yeah. Um shut up about my COVID party. It don't matter. We'll celebrate 'em. So yeah, but other than that, shout out to Mahogany. Faith definitely shouted you out and she said, go over there and check out Mahogany. And I said, all right, I'm gonna go check her out.
Oh,
So
thank
so she
you. Yeah.
definitely yeah, you got people looking out for you. So we definitely gotta get you on and pick your head about it. And definitely and brother who's on the panel right now, definitely we want to see you come on by. We have co-ed panels. We have co-ed panels. Uh,
Okay,
and
where can I
I
find
have
you?
so definitely come on through y'all. I'm more chillaxed. So I'll see you guys later. I gotta get to a party.
How can I find you? How can I
Uh,
find you?
black you can put in BMT, business minded talk. You can't miss it. It's gonna be a black guy
Okay,
with dreads. You won't miss it. But
okay, thank you.
just right in there. Just come on through, and definitely. But I'll be coming around Mahogany Space. I subscribe,
Oh,
so
thank you.
yeah, I'll definitely come around support. All right, we'll see you guys. Take care.
Take care.
All right. Peace to you. Thank you so much for coming out. Okay. All right.
Bye.
I'll see you soon. All right, you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. A whole ton of y'all came through. I'm gonna go down the list, honey, and give y'all shout out before we leave. I want to say thanks to everybody that joined the panel. We had the beautiful Rainy Woman. We had the beautiful Tay Tay, otherwise known as Taylor. We had the beautiful Shoe Celeste. We had, and of course, we had Sexy Monkey. We had BMT. We had Leo Anthony. Chaos Rain did pop up. I'm sorry that when he popped up, you guys, I have the updated Zoom, but I don't have the updated StreamYards. But that's going to be changing very, very soon. I'm about to upgrade this whole thing. Just bear with me, y'all. Takes me some time because I'm not always on here. I've actually had it for a while, but at first I didn't feel comfortable accepting Cash Apps, but now I am going to accept Cash Apps. And I want to talk to you about the Cash Apps. I'm going to do it in a way, for one thing, the reason I feel comfortable is because with me making content now, I understand the work that goes behind it. And let's just face it, upgrades cost money and just monthly stuff costs money. So it's no pressure on you guys, but if you want to support the channel, it's just $ Mahogany Roots and MJ, just like it says in my name. I spell my name differently. It has two H's, MAHOGHA, NY, Roots with a Z. I'll start posting it from now on. There's something about that I want you guys to know. A little bit about me. I've always been kind of a trendsetter. And so I try to do things a little bit differently than what I see other people doing. So with that being said, the way I'd like to run it is if you're so inclined and you feel moved in the spirit to help a sister out, I would like you guys to donate no more than $1, $2, or $3. The reason is because what I'd like to do is every week, listen to me close now, every week I'd like to do a potluck, a draw. I've done similar things before in the past where if people participate or whatever in games, I'll shoot them a cash app. So the way this works, the reason I only want no more than $3 at a time. Now, if you want to donate, I'm not going to stop you from donating. But if you want to participate in the potluck, all you got to do is drop like $1. And the reason I want that because I want everybody to have a chance at the draw at the end of the week. So every Friday I'll announce who won. It might be $10 in the pot. It might be $20 in the pot. It might be $50 in the pot. It depends on how many people participate. I'm not asking you guys to do anything that I've never done. I am a true supporter. So let's make this money spin, honey. Let's make this money go around. You support me. I support you. We make this thing happen. I appreciate all y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. Now let's talk about this book. I actually have both. Oh my God, where's the other one? I don't want to get up and in my pajamas. Okay, this is the one that I started reading. Shout out to Alfie Kingdom. Alfie, if you see this live, if you watch the playback, I love the book. Me and Bay started reading the book. We did. I've actually almost finished it. I got to say, and I'm not just gassing y'all head up, I was really pleased with the advice in this book. For a man to be so intuitive about women, I was really surprised. He gave some real good advice that I would give to men being a woman. So I'm not going to give too much, but I'm going to read just a little bit for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. Just a little bit. Just from the beginning. Alfie Kingdom, shout out, babe. Let me see. Here's just a little bit. I'm trying to figure out. I'll read this one. This is like from the 3rd chapter. It's called Chemistry and Compatibility. It says chemistry and compatibility is a tricky subject. Do we agree that having chemistry is awesome? In life, it's kind of amusing if you think about it. How many people have you encountered throughout your childhood or growing up in general? If you're an introvert, which I am, maybe hundreds. If you're normal, probably thousands. It's intriguing how all of the people you meet or encounter are only a certain select few you choose to hang out with. Create new experiences. Share your life and for people to share your life with. It's all chemistry. Like I said, I'm not going to read the whole book. Shout out to him. Ah! Hey, Alfie. I was just giving you a shout out. I'm actually ending the live, but I was telling the people that me and Bay, we started reading the book and we really enjoyed it. We actually was reading it before we went to bed one night. So very pleased with it. And I want you to know that I did do your when you guys order this book, because you're going to go look him up, Alfie Kingdom, you're going to go look him up on Amazon. When you guys order the book, make sure when it comes through, which you have to do, when it comes through an email, you go back to Amazon and it'll say what purchases you made. All you got to do is at the bottom, I'll give you the option to rate it. All you got to do is give your honest opinion. I gave him 5 stars because I think he's awesome. And do that for that brother so he gets credit for his work. Okay. That's really all I wanted to say. I appreciate you guys once again. It was so many of y'all in here. I'm gonna try and go through this list as fast as I can. Lord. And I'm probably not gonna get it. You know what? It's too many. I appreciate you all, everybody, new and old. This was not, I want to make this clear because I don't want rumors to get started that Mahogany is over there being a feminist and Mahogany's over there bashing men. No, I do not. I have never checked the credentials, checked the videos. I have never done that a day in my life. But what I am is, like I said, a trend center, and I am the type of person to call out BS when I see it. And so I was feeling this way, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. Was wondering if you were feeling the same way. Seems that a lot of people were. So all this is letting you guys know to protect your energy. Protect your energy. That's all this was. Until next time, let me see what y'all are saying. Thank you, Six Figure Days, for sharing that link. Oh, awesome. I'm gonna look forward to it. Um something else I wanted to say to y'all. Anyway, we got a lot of things. I got a lot of things coming up for y'all. Okay. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat and I'm so excited. So just stick with me. You'll see. We're gonna be doing the cash pot or whatever every week. And I'll see you guys soon with another video. Peace.